All right, so here we are, video number 4. Good morning, Facebook, I guess. Been challenged by the guy who is running this course to cover more than one topic in a 30-minute video, and I have been challenged to become a little bit more, I don't know what the right word would be, but he used the word controversial. He thinks that I should be a little bit more in your face and challenge everyone. So first of all, I'm going to start off by saying it's not a problem. I can easily be controversial and sarcastic because it comes natural. So I'm just going to go with it. So first of all, I want to congratulate all the KW agents on their huge announcement yesterday that they become a #1 and what they call a trifecta. And I believe it's the agent count, units sold, and I think total value. If I'm mistaken, please forgive me. So I wanted to kind of extend the congratulatory thing, but knowing me, you know, I'm sarcastic, so I'm looking towards to make fun of this for at least a minute. And it's not because I'm a hater, but there are two things I'd like to record straight on. First one, I'm really looking forward to a new logo. I'm assuming it's coming soon. This one is no longer valid according to yesterday's news, so this is something in the past, but that's what Remax had. I'm really looking forward to see what KW drums up, what their new logo looks like with a big #1 in front of it. And #2, in a couple of videos that I saw yesterday, it had a really little slogan on the bottom says, we're just getting started. I'd like to set the record straight. You started in 1983. It's been 35 years, so it's about time. So congratulations. I think it's well-deserved. So moving forward. Okay, so I'm going to jump into exactly where I'm here and these 4 topics I have to cover today in a half-hour period, and I have to, I guess, create some sort of thinking pattern as to why I'm doing this, according to this teacher that's teaching this class. So first of all, I want to say that I did not make it to Inman Connect this year. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it. Sounds like a really wonderful event. So in retrospect, I'm wearing a New York City shirt. It's as close as I can get this year. But I did stream a couple of videos. I looked a couple of classes live, and the one that I was particularly interested in was employees versus independent contractors. It seems to be that in California it's becoming an interesting trend. I got into a couple of heated debates over this on some trades on Facebook and a couple of other different groups that I'm in. And so here is my opinion, my 2 cents on employees versus independent contractors in real estate. So I'm going to start off by showing you this. This is my topic #1. I have to do this so I can get a decent grade, okay? So I'm going to start off with the bad, is the stuff that I don't like, and this is, again, just my opinion, so I'm going to focus on what I'm doing. And so this is an opinion of a single guy in the middle of Columbus, Ohio, who probably just is very opinionated. So first of all, I'm going to list some things as to what I think are devastating to the employment side of things. And so FICA, Disability, Unemployment, Department of Labor, Overtime. Again, I'm going to let you read these. FICA, Disability, Unemployment, Department of Labor, and Overtime. I am going to continue flipping my sheets. Benefit rules, HR departments, audits, state rules, federal rules. I'm going to flip this page and go to the next one and say state taxes, federal taxes, withholdings, FUTA, and a bunch of other little dots because I am not an HR person. I don't have a degree in economics as it pertains to human resources, nor am I a human resources person, but here's what I will tell you. As we know it and where we sit today in our world of independent contracting, that has to do with real estate, none of these terms really apply because these people are independent contractors. Yes, there are certain things we have to do because of who we are in business, but a nightmare of audits and Department of Labor and other rules that apply to having over 100 employees are really kind of unknown to a lot of real estate brokerages because we treat agents as independent contractors, and those are just some minor things that I feel are extremely important for people to consider when they're, again, wanting to disrupt the industry and come up with new stuff. Now, let me tell you why I don't like the prospectus of people becoming employees versus independent contractors. All these other things that I have named are sort of a byproduct of hiring employees, and I don't like it. But let me show you why I believe having that is much important. BMS is what I'm going to tell you. Just remember this thing. So today, according to my teacher, I have to make 2 predictions in my video, and hopefully they come true. I hope they do. And number two, I have to abbreviate at least one thing that people can remember. So the first prediction I make, that there will be some sort of a number one logo that's going to come out with KIW system claiming their number one spot, just like other companies have done in the past. So my prediction is we'll see here in the near future some sort of a new change or some kind of a new logo that says we're number one. So that's my prediction number one for today. I have another one that's much bigger coming right along. BMS. Business mindset. Remember that. BMS. Business mindset. Let's talk about that for a second and why it's so important and why I think this is the only premise why real estate works. The only way real estate works with agents is because of BMS. Business mindset is something when you take a person who has had a job, multiple jobs, has been out of a job, has had businesses, they succeeded, they've done well, they failed before, whatever that may be, and they get themselves in a position where they say, this next chapter of my life, whatever that may be, and I'm talking about real estate in particular, becomes something they really, really want to explore and become successful at. So with that being said, business mindset is exactly what separates successful real estate agents from none. Okay, and this is just my belief. Again, my personal belief is a BMS. Business mindset. If a real estate agent is not in the business mindset, that being that they understand they're running their own business, they have their own marketing, they have their own brand, they have their own budget, everything that a business needs to have, a real estate agent should have. And if a real estate agent has a business mindset, they will succeed. If a real estate agent has a mindset of an employee, I don't think so, and I haven't seen that. So that's number one. I think the devastating factor of employee versus independent contractor is the business mindset allows the independent contractor to think as a business owner and be successful at that versus an employee who's got a mindset of a person employed by someone. That leads me to the second slide, motivation, okay? Business mindset motivates people. An employee mindset doesn't. Let me break it down to you. There is a difference between a hunter and an order taker. And let me explain to you what I mean by that. A hunter, and this could be any way you interpret this, okay? A hunter is a person who gets up every morning and has to go hunt. A person who does not eat if they don't hustle. A person who does not pay their bills if they don't close deals. A person who doesn't show up at the office and grinds every single day, that doesn't get any money to pay for their advertising. A person doesn't make connections. A person doesn't go and reaches out to others and makes and builds bridges. That's a mindset of a hunter, okay? An order taker doesn't need that mindset. An order taker comes to a place where he or she knows everything's going to be okay. The check is coming as long as I do very minimal duties. And not to say that every employee is that way. Just let me back out for a second. Let me clear this out because it's going to be a non-politically correct video. And I don't want to come across as that. There are wonderful employees out there, okay? People that love their jobs. They come to work every day excited. They really want to succeed. And they climb the corporate ladder. And they get to a certain point in the company where they're very comfortable, make a lot of money. They make change in the society. They make changes in their company. They make imprint on what they do. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a mindset, okay? A mindset between the person who knows that everything's going to be okay and they're going to come and they're going to get a paycheck to a person who's taking risks, has a business mindset, and who knows that they have to go hunt in order to pay their bills and provide for their family. That is what delivers the motivational factor. And in my set of rules, I believe, and I've heard this before and I've said this before, hard work, and I've seen this thanks to my folks in Newark, hard work always beats talent if talent doesn't work, okay? Hard work always beats talent, and if the talent you can be as talented as you want, as long as you don't put any hours in or any kind of elbow grease, you're not going to make it, right? So motivation is a huge factor. Now, this one's huge. Self-discipline plays an amazing role in when you become an independent contractor versus an employee mentality. Self-discipline is absolutely one of the most crucial factors in being a successful realtor, broker, business owner, whatever your passion is. Because if you don't have self-discipline, you know how many guys I know that get up and go to play golf every single morning in the summertime because they work for themselves? Now, if you're successful enough to do that and you don't have to work that day, that's cool. But self-discipline, my friends, in the independent contractor versus employee mentality, That is why your top executive CFOs and CEOs have this. I encourage you to talk to them, interview them, meet them, and find out why they're so successful at the top of their companies. It's because they have that. They understand scheduling, they understand prioritizing, they understand timing, they understand how to build relationships. All of that comes from self-discipline. If you're lazy, you're not going to be able to make it, okay? So in my book, again, in real estate, why it's so important is because I want to meet people that are business mind-driven, that are not employees, they're independent contractors, they have the self-discipline to succeed, to build a successful business. Leaders versus followers. It is extremely simple to fall into a pattern of becoming a follower if you don't have to be a hunter. Now, hear me out here one more time. It is extremely easy to fall into a pattern of becoming a follower if you're not a hunter. And you can take it for what it's worth. And what I mean by hunter, you could be one of the best employees in your company and you're a hunter still. Because you're a person who goes out there and hunts and finds talent or creates brands or builds production. You motivate people, you get them going. You are still a hunter, okay? But if you're not a hunter, it's a lot easier to become a follower. Just think about that for a second. Last but not least, why I favor independent contractors versus employees as it comes to real estate, because the entire concept of real estate was based on giving people the opportunity to start a small business, okay? And really, truly, this is exactly the core of why real estate agents that are successful are creative versus boxed, okay? These are people that do an outstanding book of business that have been able to figure out a way to become creative versus boxed. And the reality of that is because they simply create on their own. They have freedom of knowing exactly what they want, self-discipline to execute, the motivational factor to go hunt, and then also they capitalize on the idea that they have the creativity to create and build a business. Those factors are what makes all the whole stick. So to me, again, after watching the feed live from Inman, and I understand that Inman Connect is created for multiple reasons. You know, it's all about, you know, I guess networking, making individuals think. It's creating this new understanding of what life is going to be like. And so people that go to Inman Connect come back and they go, oh my God, it's changed my life. This was a life-changing event. And I respect that, okay? But I also want to say that sometimes when you listen to certain things, it's really important to question them and think about them. So for example, the whole idea of employee versus independent contractor in real estate, I favor IC. I will always favor IC. I've given you the reasons why. That's done. I got 3 more topics to cover according to this teacher that tells me that I am not challenging myself. So moving on to topic number 2, we're going to talk now about my second prediction. This is my biggest prediction for 2018. So share with everybody, tell everybody that this is what Vadim thinks, and I hope I am, I don't know, right or wrong, I don't know. But this is my huge prediction for 2018. This date, remember this date, June of 2017. Most of you had seen this date, looked at this date. You don't even remember what you did that date. You probably were outside. It was probably beautiful. You probably barbecued or grilled. You probably had a beverage. You probably sold a home. You might have spent time with the family. I don't know what day of the week it happened, but we're going to go with June 2017. Remember this because it will come back to hunt you. It will come back to bring memories. And this will come back to tell you, oh my God, I've seen this really strange Russian guy on YouTube or Facebook telling me about this. In June of 2017, yours and truly, Amazon has announced that they were going to get in the world of real estate. I don't know if you heard about this or not, but it took a whopping week before that whole thing went down and got hushed. What they did is they created this page, Hire a Realtor page, on Amazon's website. You went to Amazon.com, and if you clicked on Home and whatever else was that section that you looked at, there was a tab that said Hire a Realtor. It stayed there for 8 days and disappeared. Okay, it was there for 8 days and disappeared. Okay, why was it there and what happens? Let me explain to you. This has become a household name, period. Love it or hate it, brick and mortar or not, culture or not, what it does or doesn't do, it doesn't matter. This is a household name. So let me tell you what Amazon does. As you know it, they sell things. Okay, Amazon sells things to consumers and they sell it to them directly via internet, which is amazing. And you're able to purchase things and it comes right to your house, sometimes by drone, which is really cool as well. And so they've created this wonderful thing that everybody knows about called Amazon Prime, and you can become a member and you get free shipping, and people rave about it. They talk about it for days. And now you go into a store like a Kroger or Walgreens or CVS, and you see Amazon gift cards. You're able to buy an Amazon gift card and give it to someone that they could use for money to purchase whatever they want. If you look at Amazon sales, and I'm not sure what the statistical numbers are, so don't quote me, I would assume that probably at least 36% of their stuff that they sell, 36% of that is household goods, okay, period. And they sell goods like televisions and stereos and refrigerators and other things that you buy that you need. Well, how does Amazon, as a technology company, go about finding data that tells them that a consumer bought a home, consumer has their home for sale, they're going to be looking at moving and improving, they're going to be putting up their house for sale, changing a dishwasher, putting a refrigerator, and all these wonderful products that come as a result of a real estate transaction. And let's be real, we don't talk about stuff like that. How much economy refuels real estate agents and brokers by opening up a transaction and closing it? What are the byproducts of things that are happening? So why wouldn't Amazon go into and buy a company that provides that data, that has a national MLS? There's only two, and they're very small. And I'm not talking about a real estate company like a Remax or Keller Williams. Who knows? You know, maybe those guys be a player, but they're not. Amazon is smart, they're shrewd, they're sharp about their money, they know exactly how to count their pennies. They will find a player, a small player. There's only two in the country, I'm telling you, there's only two that have a national MLS system, and I mean it, a national MLS system that delivers the raw data. And we talk about big data. Homes that have sold, went into contracts, and are listed to somebody like Amazon, that Amazon can take that data and translate that data into millions, billions of dollars in sales. What is stopping them? So this date, I want to go back to my little slide. This date was a test drive. They threw this out there for 8 days to see what they'll get back out of real estate community, how much of a pushback they're going to get, what's going to happen, and how it's going to go down. And in the 8-day period that this stat was live, nothing happened. Nobody cared. Nobody responded. Nobody did anything. There were a couple of articles written about it in the real estate magazine. The NAR said something about it very vaguely. There was a small article posted in Inman, Coast to Coast, something about, oh, Amazon playing in the real estate market, blah, blah, blah. And in 8 days, it disappeared. It was gone. And nobody really cared about it, which was exactly what they were looking for, probably, to find out how much pushback they're going to get or how much acceptance they're going to get. And now getting pushback was awesome because they said, hey, now we need to go look and see what we're doing. And from what I'm hearing, they're in negotiations, okay? So if they figure out how to put this together, the coolest thing that's going to come out of it, okay, is this. You ready? I'm going to brand this. Agent Prime. You could become, and I'm branding this, nobody's ever said this before, I'm the first person to say this. Agent Prime. You could become an Agent Prime, just like Zillow has their preferred agents. I am assuming if they do and buy into this platform somehow, and they get into the game somehow, and they have all this data, and they can get into putting houses on their website and doing things, I'm assuming that they will be able to provide leads. I am assuming that they'll be able to provide data to agents. I am assuming they'll be providing agents, and brokers some data. So my big prediction, which I'm supposed to do in class, for 2018 is, this is my crystal ball piece of paper, that Amazon makes a real estate move in 2018. I'm not sure what it's going to look like. I don't know what that's going to entail. Is it going to be, hey, Alexa, find me a home? Don't know. Hey, Alexa, find me an apartment? Don't know. Is it going to be, we're going to buy a real estate company with national MLS data and use that data to prosper and sell $1 billion of products, and oops, byproduct, we get leads, let's sell them to real estate agents and compete with Zillow? Don't know. But the coolest thing is, if it happens, I'm going to become an Agent Prime. I want to be an Agent Prime really bad because millions and billions of people are on Amazon every single day, and it's a really cool site. So if that happens, it's my big prediction. You could say, this crazy guy on YouTube or whatever I'm going to be on when Dom gets here, he said in 2018 in the beginning that somehow Amazon's going to do this. So again, that's my prediction for the year. I'm hoping it comes true because a lot of cool things will happen out of that. And who knows, maybe they'll buy Keller Williams and become #1 again. I don't know. All right, so jumping right in, I got 2 more topics to cover. Coaching. Okay, so let's talk about coaching. Let's talk about what coaching is. Let's talk about what coaching does. Let's talk about what coaching is meant to be, and so forth and so on. So the first and foremost reason that I am bringing this topic into a conversation is simply because I've been asked by people who's coaching me. I've been asked by people if I coach. I've been asked by people if I've been around great coaches. I've been asked by people all kinds of questions about coaching. So I do not have, per se, a coach that I work with. I used to, but I don't. And I'll explain in a second why. So first of all, I get coached by a lot of people. I ask questions. And there are people that I meet and specifically ask for their time, and then they're being gracious enough to give it to me to pick their brains. And there's a lot of people that know and understand what they're doing, and they're really good at it. So that's number one thing that I believe. When I was coached by a professional coach, and for about 1.5 to 2 years, the most important thing that he taught me was to ask this question. Right here. I can't figure this out. Right here. Why do you need a coach is the most important thing you can ask yourself when you're seeking help. And what I mean by seeking help, nobody just gets a coach. People always seek help is what you really need. You need help with your personal development. You need help with your temper. You need help with alcohol addiction or drug addiction. You need help in building your business. You need help in relationship issues. I mean, everybody has stuff they deal with, right? So people tend to go to therapists, coaches, whatever you want to call them. There are life coaches out there. I don't even know what that means, that term, life coach. And so that's what coaching is, right? So the guy I was working with, the first question he asked me was why? Why do you think you need that? And my answer was really simple. Literally, deep in my mind, I was lost as to what I really liked. Like, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this or that. There was really a lot of stuff in my mind that was like a big garbage can. It had a lot of stuff in it, so I needed to sort through it. So this individual helped me sort through it to figure out what is it that I really wanted. That's what I needed. Okay. The second question this really interesting guy helped me understand is the exact results. The question number 2 when you start seeking coaching and help is to exactly what is the exact result that you're seeking? What is it that you want to have as an end result? Like, what is it, the answer that you're going to spend time, energy, money, whatever it is to coach? You know, what's the end result? Like, let's translate it into hockey, because this is all I know. My kid plays hockey. We spend hundreds of hours in ice rinks. My daughter dances, and we can translate it to dancing too, because the message is pretty clear as well. The reason you get coached is to become better, period. It's just, if you didn't need coaching, everybody just be great at it. Like, everybody just get on the ice and score goals and skate fast. Coaches develop people to help them to get better. So the question here is the exact result. So if you're a beginner skater, your exact result is, hey, I want to learn how to skate so I don't fall over every 5 minutes, right? If you become somewhat of a player, you're like, hey, I want to become better with my skills, or whatever that may be. If you're building a business, it could be, hey, I just need to find out what my steps are to go from A to Z to even open my doors. You need to know exact results. So, for example, a conversation I'm having with someone right now about recruiting, this person's exact result, she wants 4 agents before the end of the year. It's a very attainable result. I mean, hell, we should be able to do that in 3 months, okay? And we're starting from scratch, but that's an exact result. You have to sit in your mind when you get into coaching as to why is it that you need it, and that could be hundreds of reasons. What is your exact measurable result? And number 3 thing that this guy made me think of is short-term versus long-term. When you're hiring a coach, is this a short-term coaching or long-term coaching? Is it coaching that's going to help you through the next 12 months to get you from A to Z and then you're good? Or you look at that person as to say, then the person got me catapulted from A to Z, I'm going to go to the next person. Do I need that? Or do I just need this person for 12 months or 6 months or 3 months, and then I need maintenance? You've got to clearly understand moving forward as to what is it that you want out of the person you're going to work with. Because that sets expectations. It sets expectations of how fast we're going, where are we going with it, what the material you need. Am I going to be screaming at you and yelling at you to understand this twice as fast? Or we're going to take our time and kind of ease into it? So why? Clear results, and is it long-term or short-term? So those are the first 3 things you should consider, okay? Wonderfully enough, the person I was working with was also a really good friend, and really, really helped me understand where I am today. I'm quite not there yet, but I'm still figuring it out. are the other three following things. History and track record. So what I mean by history and track record is really quite simple. If you're going to work with an individual in a certain field, you want to make sure that that individual has a history and track record and helping people get to where they need to get. It's that simple. So I'm going to use an example here. Please do not throw darts via internet or put booze across the screen and all that other wonderful stuff. I'm going to use Patriots as an example. And I wrote a post yesterday about Tom Brady per se. It wasn't necessarily about Tom. It was about successful people. But here's the thing. I mean, regardless if you love them or hate them, okay? Regardless if they're favored or not, and regardless if they're, they know what they're doing. I mean, come on, folks. Let's be real. You don't go to 8 Super Bowls because you commit and cheat and do things bad. They know clearly what they're doing, so their coaching's working. Okay? And since their coaching is working, and since they're getting to the Super Bowl, why change it? I'm sure they're changing it internally, and they're revisiting things and tweaking things and fixing things, but why change it, right? Things are working, right? So history and track record are quite important. If you're going to get coached on losing weight, it's a big one. Everybody talks about that. Make sure your coach is fit. Be a good start. If your coach is fit and eats healthy and represents exactly what you want to potentially look like, that's a great track record. If your fitness or dietary coach is not as fit, maybe reconsider. Just a thought, right? So that's that. Moving on to number 2, being able to relate. Make sure the coach you're going to hire, a person you're going to work with, is not somebody who you just don't like. It's a huge, huge thing to like a person you work with. Some coaches don't even listen. They just kind of just go at it, right? And so you try to get a word in, they're like, I don't care about what you have to say. This is how we're going to do it. And I've experienced that before. Some people that interview others are that way. They interview somebody, they won't shut up. They just keep talking, and the interview goes their way. So you have to be very cautious about who you're working with and if you like that person. What does that person have to bring to the table, right? So track record and make sure you like them. And number 3, make sure that the coaching is current. Now that's the biggest one, and I'm going to try to spend some time on this. Something I have to go over today. So my business partner, David, he's out there somewhere. He's hopefully having a good time too, by the way, so hopefully you're enjoying yourself. Approached me probably about 6 months ago, don't quote me the exact time, and he said to me, let's go to this training class. I think both of us could benefit from this. Some of my friends have done it, and I think if we spend this much money on our agents, we can make our agents better. Knowing me, Mr. Skeptical and Mr. Cynical, I'm like, oh, dude, come on, why are we going to do this? This is going to make no sense, blah, blah, blah. We put it on a back burner. So one day he calls me, he goes, they're going to do a free presentation. I want you to come out with me. And it's like an hour of our time. And I want to sit with you there, and I hope you understand what you're doing. Okay, good. So very last minute, I said, fine. I got to go just at least to see what this is, what he's talking about. So as usual, summertime, flip-flops, pair of shorts, T-shirt, I roll in. Okay. I understand exactly what he was trying to accomplish. I understand exactly what he wanted to do. His intentions were great, and I love you for it, and you know it. We laughed about it, shook hands, and went on with our day, right? And we had a great time there because my facial expressions, according to him, were priceless. So I'm sorry if I couldn't hold my face back. Let me tell you something. If you're going to coach a training, seminar, session, coaching, whatever you want, please make sure your date and your materials are up to date. Why would you want to, in the wildest dream, compare your sales process to a submarine? Now think about this. A sales process that they're presenting is compared to a submarine, and they're shutting doors from compartment to compartment as they go, like almost this part of the sales is done, let's go to the next one. This part of the sales is done, let's go to the next one. And their model is a submarine. Okay, let me draw a picture again. Submarines are dark. I mean, they're so dark. They're cold. They're dangerous. They're underwater. There's no sunlight. People that go in submarines are typically on them for 4 to 5 months underwater. They get depressed. They take vitamin D. There's really no survival. If that thing sinks, you're done. There's all kinds of dangerous weapons on them. The systems can shut down. It really isn't a place I would want to be on. I hate to be that way. I admire people that serve the country and get on a submarine. It's just not a happy place. Why couldn't it be a sailboat? Look, sailboats are nice. They're above water. There's sunshine, the white sails. You could sit on the deck. You can enjoy yourself. Even if you're working, it's still a nice environment, right? And here's the other question. Why shut the compartment down? Why can't you go back? Like, why can't you go back and revisit a step? Why is it that every time you get done with a step, you shut the compartment down, you seal the door tight, and you're done? So, wasn't my cup of tea, wasn't anybody else's in that room because everybody declined the coaching. But make sure that when you propose a coaching system or propose a coaching seminar or you're about to pay someone for it, that it's current, it's up to date, it's up with today's standards, it's up with technology and what the consumer really wants, because the consumer behavior is so changed. It's completely different. So make sure everything that you get, like I was looking at something yesterday online and there was a course in Columbus, Floyd Whitman course. I took a Floyd Whitman like 15 years ago. I mean, is that still a thing? I mean, I'm not knocking, I'm just asking. And it's basic principles, right? I mean, there's really nothing crazy about Floyd Whitman. So again, it's a 15-year-old course when I took it. I don't know how it is now. Is it tweaked around? Is it newer? Is it the same book? Is it the same charts? I don't know. I have to revisit. I haven't looked at it. So I'm not going to beat this to death anymore. So this is my perspective on coaching. I got to do one more topic, but this one's going to be quick. Another thing I'm going to brand. Where are my niches at? Okay, we were sitting here in the office laughing, talking about future. Lisa, Evelyn, and I were here brainstorming with Nick, and we agreed on a sentence that said, where are my niches at? Here is my next prediction for 2018. I have to do 3 of them, so this is the 3rd one. Find your niche. It's really simple. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I'm over time already. I already spent too much time talking about other topics. I believe that 2018 is going to be a year where real estate agents are going to have to find their niches. Edward says, why not a racing boat? They're accelerating. I love that. Definitely not a submarine, dude. I do not want to be in a submarine. Even if I had you there with me, I just don't want to be in a submarine. I want to be above water. So at the end of the day, your niche is what's going to get you to where you need to be in 2018, especially if Amazon gets in the business. Just a food for thought. And so your niches are going to be probably something interesting to find. It's totally up to you where you find them. That's going to be my topic of a next video a week from now. It's about what kind of niches and where they are and how you could explore them and what you could find. So I'm kind of leading the way into it this week. But niching, or where my niche is at, is where I think it's going to be in 2018 from standpoint of becoming more involved and more transparent in business. So that is all I have today. I was supposed to cover 4 topics and make predictions. So I made some predictions. I covered 4 topics. Let me see if I have any more questions. There were a couple of comments I missed. And if I'm missing stuff, just send me a question or something later. Because at the end of the day, sometimes I overlook things sometimes, so forgive me. So if you have any questions, like I said, just tag me, send me a text or email. Hopefully this was better according to my teacher. He didn't like the first 3. He said there were one-topic videos and they were boring. Have a great rest of the week. Stay warm if you're in Columbus. If you're out in Florida or California, stay warm, my friends. I'll see you later.